Hey, we're here for Packer outright opinion. Sorry, I didn't have time to change that volume yet on the song. And we're also here for more Dwarven beer.
You should have muted yourself because all I heard during that amazing vocal performance was you moving your microphone stand all over your desk. Thanks a lot.
Well, you know what? Actually, as you pointed out last time, kind of a wimpy vocal performance. Why didn't you go for it on that? What the hell,
I did.
man? You
By
did
the
it at the
third,
end.
by the third one, I
First
did.
you're like, wake up, do I'm trying to sound pretty. Screw
Yeah, then
that
when I said
pretty.
we're talking green and gold, I was pretty tough
You did.
because that's really high. So I had no choice. I had to be tough on
Ben
that.
is old. Sorry.
I am old.
Hey,
all right, let's get over it.
As we
I'm sick
start
of
off
being here
the
already.
show, congratulations to one of our longtime friends.
Hey, are we supposed to be talking about that already, or
we
is
don't know if
that
it's public
common news? Is it
I
public
don't know,
news?
but we are going to say congratulations to one of our other longtime friends that we never thought would get married.
Facebook.
He is engaged today. Congratulations, longtime friend. The other one that we thought would never get married was Ekis, and he did a while ago. So
that was like 10, 11 years ago already now.
Well, Ekis is old as hell. So he was still old when he got married, and now he's really old. But old and married. Sorry, I thought my mic was muted. I'm sorry. It should have been muted. Ooh, Dwarven beer smells good. We won't say names. It's fine. But just be happy that one of our longtime friends who we're unsure whether he would ever get married has committed. Pulled the trigger, as he put it. Congratulations. You know who you are out there in the stratosphere in the world. All right, we got Packers to talk about. Packers Vikings, a great game. Big awesome game. They won, Ben. Probably one of the best games of the year for this team. And yes, the defense looked better against some bad quarterbacks, but they look bad against bad quarterbacks recently, so it's actually an improvement. So I'll take it. And what's an interesting development for this team is that the offense has to carry them to victories now. And we got Pep Band.
Yeah, I know. Hey, are we doing a Pep Band right now? What are we doing? Why is everybody yelling? I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, what do you think about that? This offense is like carrying the team, man. We would have never thought that'd be the case. Well, actually, we did think it would be the case if Aaron Jones was around all year. Maybe that's what if we would have got Aaron Jones for 17 games, maybe that's what this could have looked like all year long. What do you think?
I think that what we thought was going to happen happened. It was going to be rough at first, like we said, ups and downs, missed shots, missed throws, dropped balls, guys in the wrong spot. And then also injuries. Aaron Jones really hurt. And now over the course of the season, we said they'd right the ship and then they'd have the talent to the young guys to figure it out, and right at the right time, they're feeling good to make the playoffs. Can they make the playoffs? Hopefully win on Sunday and then maybe move on to do other things. That'd be awesome. But I think it played out exactly the way we said it was going to. I didn't expect it to look as bad as it did in October because it was really bad. Like they couldn't get a first down, like at home in front of the home crowd. They cheered a first down halfway through the second quarter because that was the best thing they could do was get a freaking first down.
Yeah.
And against whoever it was, the Vikings or whatever.
But did you expect it to look this good lately?
Yes.
Really? With these cast of characters?
Yeah.
You expect Tucker Kraft to emerge as
I knew Tucker Kraft was good.
Superstar tight end, the best tight end maybe in this rookie class.
We knew Bo Melton was good.
Did we?
Yes.
Did we know? I mean, I knew it, and I think
I
you
knew
were
it too.
on board. But like a bunch of teams didn't know it. He didn't get picked till the 7th round last year, and Seattle just put him on their practice squad because they didn't think he was good enough to be on the roster. So even though he had 4.3 something speed, so I don't know. I don't know if everybody thought this cast of characters would be able to do it with no Bakhtiari, Ben.
I wasn't expecting Bakhtiari to play anyways, and he didn't.
And no Jair basically for the whole season.
That's not bad. That's actually good.
Well, we'll get to that too.
I
But
was after the Rasul trade. I was ready to be done with this team.
hey, you know what? Give it up. Rasul had himself a nice freaking game last week.
Pretty much won the game single-handedly again, like
The
he did with us.
the Bills defense stunk up the joint.
The
in
Bills
that
offense.
Bills offense, I mean, stunk up the joint, and the defense had to carry the day. And
No, not the
Rasul-
defense. Rasul
Right.
carried the day.
Yeah.
Rasul saved them again, like he did for us, and that's going to be why we don't win in the playoffs if we get there.
Aw.
Might not even make the playoffs because we don't have Rasul, to be quite honest. But
We got to get
that's
there. We got a couple guys that are doing okay, though. As long as they're the ones that are out there, we might be okay. We'll get to that, too. All right. Well, I'm sorry I interrupted you because you said...
No, I got nothing else to say. We're good.
All right,
Let's
good.
move on. I want to be
All
done
right,
with this
so-
fast.
Do you want to go to... do you have plays that you want to show that are actually your play of the... Oh, yeah, play of the game? Or...
It's the second play on the video I'm going to play right now.
All right,
So
well, let's do that. We'll couple that. We'll try to be more concise, couple that together. And we also have to get to our silent but deadlies from this last victory over the Vikings. And let's just be real. Very few things better than a victory in Minnesota when the Packers go there. It's pretty awesome. Mom loved a good Packers victory in Minnesota when she got to see him. And everybody loves Packer victories in Minnesota. Almost that. Well, I like them better than Packer victories in Chicago, to be honest. But some other people hate the Bears more, so whatever. All right, what do we got here, Ben? What's our video tonight? 11 touchdowns. 11 touchdowns? What is this?
11 touchdowns.
11 touchdowns.
This is half speed. Jordan Love is the fake head off to Aaron Jones, which nobody bites on.
Nope, those backers just stayed way back there. Could have handed off to him. That'd be a pretty good play.
They're playing a 4. Yeah, it would have been a great play. But this is a better play. It's going to be 4 guys at the sticks. You got 2 guys deep, and then this is the Tampa 2 defense here, where you got deep corner, deep safety, linebacker goes deep. The Packers attack it with seam shot, outside 15 yards out, down on the bottom of the screen, outside 15 yards out. So there's only 3 guys here to protect all those deep passes. And because of that, the field is wide open here because this linebacker is not going to get back in time to get Jaden Reed. And Love has already got the ball out of his hands, throwing off his back foot, which I don't like.
Oh,
but
that time he jumped in the air and flipped his feet.
Yeah, but he didn't have to. I mean, look at this.
I know he didn't. He could have just stepped into a normal throw, but he thought
he needs to cut that crap out, to be quite honest, because that's either going to work or it's either not going to work. Well, and that was a perfect pass.
Worked this time.
Was that your play of the game or no?
Was that mine?
Yeah.
It was close. I was number 2. Number 2 for me.
Oh, okay. But excuse me, we had good pass protection for the most part because they only sent 4 guys. Let's see what Dale Hunter does on this side against Rasheed Walker, because that pocket looked real good. I don't know why Love had to jump up, but he wants to be fancy or whatever. Beats me. Ooh, double team. Okay, so maybe he did have to throw weird because you got Runyon and Myers both playing like good dog crap. Getting schooled by the D tackle.
I mean, they're not great, right? Josh Myers holding a block that long, that's about as much as you can expect. Look how far he's getting just walk back. Oh, my goodness.
That's pretty bad.
But it was a nice Love to Jaden Reed connection.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect pass.
It was.
And then this is my play of the game. Right at the end of the first half, Jaden Reed on the bottom of the screen here, cutting across. Harrison Smith can't get him. Safety 44 can't get him. We got nice blocking by Romeo, sorta. He lets him go, but luckily Jaden Reed's like, nah, I'll just take all you guys in with me, and scores a touchdown. That was when I got up out of my seat when that happened. I was, oh yeah.
That's the play, dude. There's you could not. Oh yeah. From where he caught that, there's no way you thought that was going to happen. Based on Harrison Smith coming right at him, and then the fact that he's got to basically carry 2 guys with his 180 pounds or whatever the hell he is, carry 2 guys for 5 yards to get in the end zone and then stick the ball out. I mean, that was Jaden Reed is a tough little dude. Like
His run after the catch is incredible. And the
Yep.
fact that I was seeing some highlights today, and I was thinking about this. Devontae Adams had a catch and then ran out of bounds right away.
yeah.
They were showing highlights of something earlier with Rodgers to Devontae where he caught it and then ran out of bounds right away. Like he could have taken it back inside to try to get my yards, but he just ran out of bounds right away. And these guys don't do that. Tucker Kraft, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, they're all trying to get more yards. Even if they're on the sideline, they're like, nah, I'll just take it up the sideline another 4 or 5 yards and run into a guy and then go out of bounds. And that's awesome. And that's what I like the most about this team is I would love to, I don't know what the yards after catch are for this team, but they got to be pretty damn good. But that's just me. I want to know.
Yeah, I would think so too. They got opportunities to do it because they're throwing a lot more balls over the middle and guys hitting them. Like in that case, that was just a simple, right, in cutting route. And then Love got him the ball on
Well, it
time.
wasn't simple. It was, I mean, he did an out route and then came back in again.
Right. Yeah, I get that. But I mean, it was relatively, a relatively short pass. Just get it to him, let him do what he can with it. And he did a whole lot with it. And a bunch of these guys show the ability to do that. So it's pretty awesome. Actually, their 2 starting receivers are probably the least effective as run after the catch with Romeo and Christian, but they do other stuff.
This is the only negative offensive play I have. And I kind of blame Matt LaFleur on this. This was the 3rd and 1 where we took the giant 40-yard bomb shot for reasons nobody knows in the second half there.
I still don't know what that was.
From the 20-yard line.
No, that was right at the end of the first half or towards the end of the first half.
Is that what it was? Okay. I don't remember what it was.
Yes, because then Preston got the sack, forced fumble.
Okay. Well, then they were
got the score before the end of half. Yeah.
So, okay. So then I guess that makes sense. They're trying to like get the ball downfield as much as fast as they could. But if you're looking here,
they were just setting up Preston for the sack force strip sack, recovery by Carl Brooks, and then the Packers score a touchdown that way as opposed to doing it this way. That's all.
Yeah, they weren't doing that. Anyway, so as you're looking here, there's 5 guys. So what Jordan Love is seeing is these 5 guys here. So he's thinking, I got one-on-one on top. I got one-on-one on top. Right? That's why he makes this throw because he thinks Reed's going to be able to beat this guy one-on-one. Unfortunately, if you look at the top of the screen, just at about the 18-yard line, Malik Heath is going to be open here in the flat.
Yep.
For the first down, and he never looks there, not even once.
Where I would have went, that's what I would have thrown. Just give it to Malik Heath.
I mean, never looks. And this corner is giving him an 8-yard cushion, 10-yard cushion here. Could have easily caught this, put it up, pulled up. He could even maybe make this guy miss a tackle, then take it for 40 yards. Who knows? And if you look, like if Love throws it to the underneath route, if he throws it kind of on a dime and drills it here to the inside, there's no reason why Jaden Reed wouldn't have caught this. But he throws it over the top, and he's just, I don't know what he's just way inaccurate. Like it's not even, he's still open. He decided to throw it as far as he could. I mean, that's a very amazingly far thrown ball. It doesn't do us any good. It just shows how far I can throw the ball. But that's the only negative I would have is this play. I mean, there were a lot of bad throws in the first quarter. The one with, Bo Melton wide open and on 4th down, Bo, I think Reed didn't judge it very well. He should have been able to catch that if he would have judged the ball a little better. But Love didn't throw it to him. He threw it like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. The guy's so wide open, just throw it where he's at. But
he had a guy in his face, and he was kind of backpedaling to get away from the pressure, which I get all that. But same thing with the overthrow to Malik Heath. It was the same sort of thing. Like he didn't really have time. He had pressure right away, but he did such a great job of navigating pressure most of the game. So
right. But the rest of it is part of that. Like this is something we talk about a lot.
Josh Myers.
So he's got Josh Myers getting his butt kicked.
Yeah.
And all this is going on in front of him. But because he's 6'4", he could still see everything. We talked about this last week. We talked about it quite a bit, actually. But and he's got the long arms. He's just going to pop up, jump up, throw it right over the top of all these big 6'5" offensive linemen because he's just as tall as they are and able to see everything that's going on. So he doesn't need a passing lane at times, And that's shown here on this play. He just jumps up, Nice play to Ben Sims.
Great.
That's one of those added abilities that he has that Rodgers didn't have. Rodgers was 6'2", couldn't do. He needed a pass. He needed to throw it over the top at like a wounded duck type angle. Love can kind of drill it because he can just jump up and pop it over. Now this one is the Bo Melton play. And this is one of those, I call it the smart Love play. Love is showing us how smart he is by reading defenses and such. When you watch this one more time, you're going to see Jaden Reed come in motion, and this corner comes in motion with him. But the weird thing is, this guy 5 drops back in his zone and isn't playing man. And 21 isn't really playing man. So why he goes over that far with him, I don't know. But Love sees him move in motion with him, and he knows, there's nobody back there. Because the safety, this is only safety 44 right here. Because Brian Flores has got 8 guys at the line of scrimmage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys. So Harrison Smith is down here. And this is just a Brian Flores defense problem. A lot of people want Joe Barry to be more aggressive, but this is what can happen if you are too aggressive, right? If your corner screws up, why is he going in motion to play man? Like, he shouldn't be going that far over, right? It's kind of dumb. And the safety is over here because you got these 2 guys. One safety has to cover one of them at wide receiver. So as you're going to watch, this corner at the top of the screen is going to come in motion. He still kind of stops, but he's still going. And now Bo Melton is coming straight at these 2 guys. And look at the difference between this and what the Packers do. Now, the Packers drop back too far, right? But they do it because they don't want to give up a play like this. And you're going to see 21 get flat-footed because Bo Melton's way too fast and just cruises right past him. Because this play is probably supposed to go here, but Harrison Smith is down in the flat. The linebacker's over here. Love is like, he's not even looking over here because he made this decision before the play even started. He knows, okay, that area is vacated. He gets pressure fast. A.J. Dillon tries to pick it up. And he knows, I got to just get it over there. Hopefully, Bo will make the catch. And he throws it as he's falling down. Bo reads it in the air, makes a nice catch. And it was this big screw up by 21. I don't know if he was supposed to stay over there and play a zone or what the heck was going on with that, but it was a big, big mistake. And now 44 doesn't want anything to do with 21. He's walking away like, I don't know what your problem is, dude, but I don't want to deal with that. Same thing here with this one. This is another smart Jordan Love play. This is the touchdown to your guy, Bo Melton. What I really like is Jordan Love is using his eyes. He is staring at Malik Heath. Staring at him. And Harrison Smith, who's supposed to be back here, is jumping it. Even though there's a linebacker or somebody right here to cover Malik Heath in the flat, right? And the corner's taking the tight end. But Harrison Smith sees Jordan Love, and he's already cocking. He patted the ball. Sometimes Jordan Love pats the ball right before he throws it.
Yeah.
He does that a lot. So Harrison Smith has studied film. He knows, okay, he's going to throw it to Malik Heath. He's staring right at him. I'm jumping this Malik Heath. And he does. He comes down, vacates his area. Then you wonder why Bo Melton's wide open in the end zone. That's why. Harrison Smith was supposed to be there. But Jordan Love used his eyes, and Harrison Smith, who's an aggressive player, bid on it. And that's a touchdown, baby. And you can watch Love's eyes from here. So the more he's able to do that, use his eyes to get guys open, fool the defense, trick them into going one way or the other, that also leads to guys being open. Besides, of course, just guys making mistakes out there. So he's looking straight at Malik Heath. He kind of cocks a little bit. And look, now there's 2 guys on Malik Heath for no reason. And absolutely nobody on Bo Melton. And that's an easy touchdown. And it's first touchdown for Bo Melton's career. And those are things that are really exciting. Those are my favorite. Like, a lot of people are excited about the Love's amazing passes and all this kind of stuff. I'm more excited about the smart decisions. The fact that he knows there's no safe, the corner is vacating that huge zone. I can just chuck it up there as I'm falling backwards, and hopefully Malik Heath will make it. Using his eyes to keep aggressive safeties to come down and pick up underneath route so that your guy's wide open in the end zone. That's good stuff. And I mean, it's good that he can do things like, throw off his back foot and stuff, but he's not as consistent at it as Aaron Rodgers was, of course, later on in his career. So you're going to see some misses like we saw earlier in the game. And hopefully during the offseason, he'll work on that a little more. he still had some issues throwing to his left, but did have a nice throw to his left at one point in the game too. So a lot of good stuff from Jordan Love in this game. And of course, now everybody's talking about Jordan Love. He should be in the MVP conversation. Jordan Love. And
well, considering the names they have in it, I would think he actually should be based on what he's done. But it's so much tied to record that he's not going to get any looks, right? You got to be like one of the top teams, blah, blah, blah. If the Packers have pulled out a few more victories, maybe he'd get a look, get a sniff, but that's all right. He'll take wins. And the other thing I liked, that's also, I mean, that's really cool to see him doing all that stuff, because he looks like he's in total control, and that is a drastic difference from what he looked like a couple years ago. So it's pretty awesome to see that. I think, a lot of that comes with, man, okay, I know the system. I know I'm really comfortable with the offense. I know everything that I need to know, and I can play some of that extra pieces of the game and do those things like use his eyes, set guys up, do this sort of stuff. It also helps, Ben, and we've talked about it a million times, but it also helps that he is willing to throw the ball to anybody. And he's not just looking for one guy so often, because that was always a thing too, that we saw defenses cheat when they knew, when Devontae Adams was on the team, they wouldn't necessarily be double covering him, but they would cheat to him because they knew that's probably where the ball was going to go, where Aaron Rodgers had open guys in other spots, but he didn't even happen to look at him because he only had eyes for Devontae. So anyway, it's pretty cool to see all of it. Jordan Love's playing great. This young Packers offense is doing pretty good. Offensive line has gotten better. Walker's okay. Zach Tom's doing pretty good. Myers is still not great. We'll get into
Myers was terrible.
Well,
I cut up a couple of Myers plays, and then I decided not to show it because they were so bad. I didn't want anybody to be mad, but they were really bad. Like
he does have a he does have a higher PFF grade than Lucas Patrick on the season yet, according to PFF, who does not know how to grade offensive line play, which I've said numerous times, and they just don't. But he does have a higher grade than Lucas Patrick. Just a heads up.
Okay, well, I don't know
anyway,
about all that. I just know that it was really bad, really, really, really bad.
So play was clearly the Jaden Reed touchdown. That was awesome. Unfortunately for him. Well, did you see his post-game interview? Jaden Reed. So he wanted to get back in the game, but the medical staff would not let him go back in the game because they were asking about, how he's feeling after, he can be ready for next week, blah, 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 all this stuff. He's like, I wanted to be back in there today. So yeah, I'm planning on being ready. Like that dude was just tough as hell. So he had some sketchy hands earlier in the season. Seems like his hands have gotten better. He's very good on contested balls, catches in traffic, and run after the catch. Like this is reminding me, and I don't know how the Packers pulled this off. These guys are a little greener, of course, right? They're not quite as experienced, but talent-wise, they're definitely there and just as deep. But when Aaron Rodgers took over, it was a similar type of receiver group, right? There wasn't a number one, gotta have big money paid receiver. There were guys that had different skill sets that all could do a lot of different things, and they were all getting the ball. Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, James Jones, Jordy Nelson as a rookie or a young guy, and then you built in some other dudes in there. I mean, it's reminding me a lot of that, and it's a really fun offense to watch because of it. And it's got to be fun for those guys to play. Like, I get receivers all want the ball, and Matt LaFleur talked about that today, how, all these guys really want the ball, but it is really cool to see how they celebrate for each other when they make catches and make plays and, score and all that stuff. So it is pretty awesome to see all that. And it's nice to have non-diva-ish receivers. At least that's what they look like at this point.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I think there's one that could be diva-ish, but he's not playing right now, so I don't know what's going to happen there. That's Christian Watson. I'm a little worried about him, but
I think he's still a good guy. However,
I think he's a good guy, but I think there's it could creep in a little bit.
God dang it. It's time, Ben. It's time for the beef because I got a beef with this Packers team. And we got to get to it now because otherwise we're going to get into the other good stuff. So it's time for the beef. I got to find it. I got to find the beef. Here it is.
Man, I got a beef to pick with you.
You want some beef or what?
Yo, what's your beef?
Come on, man.
I don't know if anyone else has this beef, but as a former sports journalist, and I guess still trying to keep hope alive, dream alive by doing this show with you every week, I have a beef with this Packers team. This Packers team has a major problem. Do you know what it is? They do not have hardly anybody that's good for a post-game interview. They sent Rashawn Gary out to talk to the NBC crew, and it was terrible. He was boring. He said the same thing over and over. He wasn't well. He did a terrible job. A.J. Dillon did the last one with his shirt off. He was fine. Like, A.J. Dillon's a likable guy. He makes some sense. He's not dynamic, but at least he's okay, right? Jordan Love, he's gotten better, but is he there as like a post-game interview guy? Not really. Aaron Jones, not smart enough to be a great post-game guy. He's an awesome player, but he doesn't have...
Hey. Don't be questioning Aaron Jones' smartness.
All right,
What
maybe
the
he's
hell?
smart, but he's not that good at communicating his intelligence through words, okay? So who is it? Who do we have on this team? Like, they tried to interview Keyshawn Nixon after, like, Keyshawn Nixon could have been the guy, but they tried to interview him a couple weeks ago when he had a big game, and he was terrible too. He wasn't good at talking to the reporters after. So who do you send out there? The
Tucker
Packers. Who do you send out there? Who?
Tucker Kraft.
Tucker Kraft could do it. Or Preston Smith. On defense, Preston Smith might be their best interview guy.
No.
Because now that Rasul's gone, like, if you had Rasul, you could send him out there. He's awesome, and he'll just tell it like it is.
Tucker Kraft.
Did you hear? Did you happen to catch, as a side note before I finish my beef, did you happen to catch Rasul's latest post-game interview? Where he was giving away...
did.
He was giving away the dirt on Uno and like how the guys cheat with Uno.
Yeah. I left comments on it telling the Bills fans how lucky they were and how much I cry every night wearing my Rasul jersey. Okay.
He's so awesome. But he's a guy you could send out there. But who does his team send out there? I mean, Aaron Rodgers was a dick, but at least he kind of sometimes kept it interesting or whatever.
Well, he lied. I don't know if it was true or not, but he did talk to you. Yeah.
But they had guys in the past where, they were fun in front of a microphone or, what, they're at least interesting, or you could send them out there as the person to represent the team. And this team doesn't have any. This Packers team needs media training. They need to hire us for media training today to help these players in their post-game interviews. That is the beef of this Packers team. That is their major flaw. That is the one thing that they really need to work on, is better skills at media interviews post-game. It's not to the NFL level, which is surprising because a bunch of these guys were stars on their teams. They probably got interviewed after high school games. They probably got interviewed after college games. Where are these guys in their interview skills? They need some interview skills on this Packers team. That's what I'm saying. That's my beef.
I agree with everything you said, but I think Tucker Kraft is the guy, and maybe this guy, the next video is the guy.
Oh, 28. What do we got here for this video?
Pull me up, brother.
You're up.
We got a 1-minute video about the running game. Let's take a look at our guy, 28, and some killer blocking in front of him. Now, you got Elton Jenkins pulling. You got Tucker Kraft pulling across. Tucker Kraft's going to take out.
Is that Sean Ryan blocking down?
Harrison Smith. Sean Ryan is taking this big 97 and just holding his. That's the guy who schooled Josh Myers and pushed him right into the 12 yards in the backfield in Jordan Love's face when he's trying to throw that awesome touchdown pass to Jaden Reed. Josh Myers takes him and just shoves him around like he's nothing.
You mean Sean?
Not
Ryan.
Josh Myers. Sean Ryan. Yeah.
Right.
Zach Tom holds his block over here, and then you're going to see Malik Heath come from out of nowhere and start smacking guys up here. So Zach Tom lets this guy go, like they say, let the hunter wants to go that way. Fine, you can go that way. I'll just keep pushing you that way.
Take him
Ben
where he wants to
Sims,
go.
yep. Ben Sims gets to the next level, takes on the linebacker here, 55, or whatever number he is.
Ooh,
And of
that's a
course,
good
AJ
cut.
Dillon trips over Ben Sims' feet, of course, unfortunately.
Still a good cut off that one. Now's the right cut. AJ Dillon and nice Tucker Craft work as well.
Yeah. Now we got another AJ Dillon run. You got Ben Sims coming in motion this time. The whole offensive line is moving the other way. We got a Sean Ryan pull, a Ben Sims pull. It's like the same exact play, except it's going to the other side this time.
There you
This
go.
time it's Sims who's the guy on the outside. Tucker Craft who's going to help out on this side. And then, of course, Sean Ryan is the puller this time. Sean Ryan with the big smackaroonie on that guy. That guy feels terrible after that. Here you got your guy Walker, who you had questions about, holding off whoever this guy is. Holding him, keeping him there. This might be called holding, but they're not going to call it that, thank God.
Oh, Elton Jenkins. I think you're going to need an adjustment after that.
Skinny, bounces off a guy.
Smart.
Bounces off a couple of other guys. And he's got himself 8-9 yards. And now we got our guy 33, who is
boy.
the man. On this play, amazing play, your guy Walker is just getting shoved backwards. But thank God this was a pitch play so that Aaron Jones can get all the way to the outside. And the key to this, Tucker Craft, they might have been able to call holding on this, but they didn't. Ben Sims here misses his block, but it doesn't matter because Aaron Jones is too fast. This guy's never going to catch him. And then Malik Heath on the outside takes out this guy and just says, "You're a corner. Sorry, I'm going to block you for a good 2 seconds, 3 seconds. You ain't going to be Eddie also's getting hands to the face on him. Then Aaron Jones makes make this guy look like a chump, stiff arms him, goes out of bounds for a bunch of yards. Malik Heath, God dang Malik Heath. I love Malik Heath. Watch this guy. Watch 21. Hands to the face. Look at him. He's shoving his helmet off, for God's sake. Where's the penalty on that one? Didn't call it. Malik Heath's got to fix his helmet. And then after that, he's like, "Yeah, suck it, 21. I kicked your ace." And this is almost my oh yeah play. No, the next one's not my oh yeah play. Oh yeah, this is an awesome play. Watch this. Watch how amazing.
Can you hold on 1 second? Start over. We're gonna have to run it back one more time. I want you to watch Josh Myers.
Yeah, Josh Myers and John Runyon. Watch them both.
Well, I like Josh Myers first. I got to watch him. I got to fully appreciate what he does in this play. The center, Josh Myers.
Yep. I know. That's why I put it in here. Okay.
Higher grade than Lucas Patrick, according to PFF.
Look at both of them. John Runyon, I don't know what he did. He totally missed his guy. He's standing there like this. He's not blocking anybody. Josh Myers falls over, doesn't block any. I don't know what they're doing. Neither of them block anybody on this play.
Myers' guy, though. That like 97 is clearly his guy.
Well, then what's Runyon supposed to do? Because Zach Tom is taking this guy.
I think maybe he's supposed to help chip on that guy, but like double that guy on the end. But who knows?
These two idiots should have blocked this guy double team. Maybe they would have had a chance. But here's the best part: it's Aaron Jones, so it doesn't matter. Even though Runyon doesn't block anybody, Myers doesn't block anybody, Aaron Jones is still the man, and it doesn't matter.
I like how Myers just stands around after though. Like he stands up. Now he stands up. There's a guy literally right in front of him. That 40, he could decide to go block him, but watch what he does.
Yeah, but he's like an old man. It takes him 20 years to get back up again. Remember he used to fall down on the ground. It would take him a good 10 seconds to get off the ground. Well, it's taking him a while to bend back up again.
I'm going to show you an awesome play from something here before we go tonight.
Okay. Well, what I want you to watch now is this. Elton Jenkins is going to come off of this block in 91, and he's going to actually pass Myers to get onto Pace Jr., and then Aaron Jones is going to come up and he's going to make it look like he's going to the inside, and he's going to teleport like Nightcrawler to the outside. And it's amazing. So watch.
At least Runyon decided to start to help out.
Yeah, I know.
Do something.
But watch Jenkins come off this double team to try to take Pace. And then Jones is going to, and luckily 97 thought Love had the ball. Because if he didn't, Jones would have been creamed, right? Look at it. It looks like Pace is going to kill Aaron Jones, right? It looks like he's told. And now Josh Myers, who are you blocking, Josh Myers? What are you doing? This is some like the worst offensive line play I've ever seen in my life. And you got this weird sandwich between Runyon and Zach Tom. This guy obviously is not going to make a play.
Let's triple team him. Does Myers go in there and triple team him?
Yeah, I guess so. He's going to do that. And it looks like Pace has got Jones dead to rights, right? Jones is going to be like, whoop, and it's going to be awesome.
How does he do that?
Shoot.
There's no space over there. How does he do it?
Because he's Aaron Jones.
Dang it, Aaron Jones.
He's the greatest. Let's watch Aaron Jones again. This time we're just going to watch Aaron Jones and how awesome
I
he
got to
is.
watch Josh Myers again. I can't.
Don't watch Josh Myers.
He's so terrible.
That's some terrible offensive line play.
It is. And somehow it's a 11-yard
Somehow
gain.
it's a first down. Yeah. Here's another Aaron Jones run. I don't know what happens. I just know it's good. Oh, yeah. This is the one where they called hands to face and the guy who was blocking, who's on Zach Tom was taken out of this play. Tucker Kraft starts his block on this is why I like this play. Tucker Kraft is blocking Danielle Hunter from the start. Immediately blocks him. This isn't where he runs over there and then gets him for like a second. He holds this block while Aaron Jones is getting the ball way back here, and he holds him the entire time. That's Tucker Kraft on Danielle Hunter. And he tries to get off and make a play, and Tucker Kraft's like, nope, you're not doing it, bud. Tucker Kraft is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He does great when he catches the ball. He does great run after the catch. He does great also in his run blocking. Now, this is the almost all yeah play of the game. This is the big Aaron Jones big run at the start of the second half or whatever.
Tucker Kraft.
Okay, there you go. Josh Myers totally misses 44. He I don't know what. Let's watch that again. I like that. That's funny. He sees him. He sees him here. Like even his head is turned that way. So you should turn your body toward him, right? But Josh Myers' body is running like past him. His head is turned toward him, but his body is not, which is why he totally misses. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what it is. But it doesn't matter because we have Aaron Jones, right? So we're good. It's almost good that Myers did that because I gave Aaron Jones this big, giant hole. Like sometimes being bad is good. And then you're going to see Malik Heath here. He's going to come up and say, sorry, 24.
Yeah, he's hunting him up. Malik Heath hunts him up.
And he misses him too.
But it doesn't
Malik
matter.
Heath misses the block. Doesn't matter. Aaron Jones makes that guy miss. And then Aaron Jones stiff arms this guy, 21.
No.
And it takes like 17 purple jerseys just to bring Aaron Jones down. And that's why the Packers are going to win on Sunday.
Oof.
That's why the Packers are going to make the playoffs. And that's why everybody should be worried because Aaron Jones is back and feeling good. And he is doing stuff like that, making guys miss. Even though the blockers in front of him aren't doing anything. It doesn't matter. He still is doing awesome, awesome stuff.
We heard the O-line was so great. Well, maybe not as great as we heard, but
it wasn't as great as we heard. No.
All right. Well, Ben, let's get into this. It's time. It's time.
And now it's time for the Haifman Bros Silent but Deadly Player of the Week.
I'm going to let you go first. Who is your silent but
I don't
deadly
know.
player from this game? Come on, give me one.
Everybody was not silent in this game. Everybody was fired up and ready to go. So you know who my silent deadly player is going to be? I don't know. I really don't know. I'll say Devontae Wyatt again. Did I say Devontae Wyatt last week too?
You said Devontae Wyatt. He was your prediction guy, and I do not think he lived up to that.
Oh, he is the silent but deadly. He was my
Is he?
prediction guy. That's right. He is. He is
Wow.
the silent but deadly.
Okay, damn. All right. Well, Devontae Wyatt. I don't have my
Yeah,
phone.
listen. You don't have
I'll
to
give it
get
to
stats. You just have to mess stuff up. I have a play later where Devontae Wyatt gets past 3 guys out of pressure. 3 guys. Kenny Clark's getting blocked by 1 guy. Devontae Wyatt gets through 3 guys. So you tell me who is the silent but deadly. When you take out 3 offensive linemen on 1 play, that means you're the man.
Devontae Wyatt is in the chat. Hey, David. David's here. David has just showed up. Lee's here. Lee says Myers is proving the haters right, and we still ran well. That's correct, Lee. Devontae Wyatt is here again. Devontae, nice for joining us. Says Runyon looks like he has double team with Zach. Yep. And then he didn't. But then also he says, so are you guys advocating Clifford to start, or are you still on the Clifford train? And so no, we're advocating Jordan Love to start. Jordan Love is doing great. Sean Clifford is awesome. To have that guy in case you need him for the next 4 years at a super cheap price, that's awesome. So anyone that was like, what the hell are they drafted this guy for? Like, the Packers are making out like bandits. A bunch of teams got to pay their backup quarterbacks a crap load of money to have a veteran backup, or they have a terrible young backup. And we have a really good young backup. And we got Jordan Love, who is doing pretty damn good. So we appreciate that. Alexander, he didn't play. That's true. Maybe is he your silent but deadly guy, David?
Well,
he
could
Jair
be silent
Alexander
but deadly this week.
for not playing.
Yeah, because if he comes in and plays, he might destroy everything and we lose the game because he's deadly bad for us.
Ooh, Lisa's Valentine barely got thrown at. Very silent and deadly. The Vikings had a hard time throwing that whole first half because they started the wrong quarterback. Oh, that is David. That's a good call. Alexander for silent but deadly because he wasn't on the field. Devontae Wyatt, Ben says he blew him up. I had Tucker Kraft in my prediction, but he was too noisy again. The passing.
Yeah, he was too good. That's why I told you he was going to be too good.
Freaking Tucker Kraft. Why can't you just stop catching all those balls and being so good all the time?
Why don't you say the other guy I was showing a lot in this video?
I was gonna go with Bo Melton, but then he
Yeah,
had a break.
no.
He had a break. Well, after last week, I thought he'd be silent but deadly, but then he was just deadly and deadly. Freaking Bo Melton in this game. But my silent but deadly after seeing the game is a guy that the Vikings podcast, Viking Mo film guy that he referenced, so we didn't know who that guy was. It's TJ Slayton. Did you happen to see the play where he got double teamed against the run and like freaking blew the whole play up and just shook out both guys? Do you happen to see TJ Slayton just dominating the hell out of these chumpy Viking offensive linemen who even make Kenny Clark look good twice a year? TJ Slayton, silent but deadly, and deadly but deadly. Pay that man. Pay 93.
He's got one more year of his contract. You have to pay him.
I don't care. Pay him now. Lock him up for 10 years.
No.
Let's
We
go.
can wait. We can wait another year.
All right, fine. Price is going to go up. The longer you wait, the more the price goes up. For TJ Slayton. All right. Clifford looks good handing the ball off. He also looks good throwing to Bo Melton to get him to be the
Clifford's
first,
1 for 1 for 39 yards, baby.
The first 100-yard receiver for this Green Bay Packers team all season, and it's Bo, my man, Melton.
And it wouldn't have happened without Sean Clifford.
That's
true. Saying.
That's true.
Just saying. This
guy's working the scout team. They got Bo Melton's got chemistry with all the quarterbacks on this team. Starting quarterback, backup quarterback, he don't care. Get him on the field. He's now on the 53-man roster because you weren't going to hide him anymore. Melton on the field at the same time as Reed is awesome, David says.
Yeah, it's pretty dynamic, I would say.
This brings us to a conundrum, Ben, and there's some conundrums coming with the defense, but also the offense. I don't know what other video you have, but I have a little video clip. And I know we're going to show some defensive plays in a little bit, but I think this video clip is pretty good. So I think it's time to play it. I'm going to bring it up here. Okay. You're right with that? You're right with that? All right. Let me get this puppy pulled up because hopefully you guys saw this already, but it's worth reviewing and reliving because it's pretty awesome. And it also sends some messages to anyone. And that was Matt LaFleur's post-game celebrations, his speech after the game. Now, he said some other stuff beforehand. Said, way to go, Aaron Jones, O-line, Jordan Love. And then it got to this part at the end. Some important things said by the head coach. And I want you to also recognize the enthusiasm of this team and this locker room for certain players that are recognized next. And they like those other guys too, but just take a listen to this last bit of this part.
6 catches, 105. Hey, give it up for CV.
So Matt LaFleur swears a little more now than he used to back in the day.
I like him more now then.
But I knew that would make you like him more.
But my New Year's resolution is to stop swearing so much because I realized it wasn't until after Mom was gone. Now I started swearing more on here because I know she's not listening on here, but she's listening up there. So I got to cut that crap out. So I'm going to try not to swear so much. Sorry, everybody, for swearing so much. But Matt LaFleur swearing too.
Matt LaFleur swearing, but they cut it out. Anyway, I just think it was pretty awesome to see that whole team erupt for a guy that, nobody thought much of except for me and you before a couple weeks ago. And Rec calling out Matt. Think about the message that sent. Specifically highlighting CB, Corey Ballantyne, and Carrington Valentine, the same pair of corners that started in wins against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Jared Goff and the Lions all in a row. Those were the guys that were playing corner those games against those high-powered passing games. And he specifically calls them out again. And the locker room, super excited for those guys. Now, I want you to also go back and think of any of the times that he's highlighted Jair Alexander and what was the team's reaction.
I don't know. Do you have that? Because that would be a good juxtaposition. Well, that would be better. Don't just talk about it.
Because all I can tell you is
that never happens.
There wasn't anything like that.
You got to get an interception or something. He doesn't get interceptions.
And
no offense.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's going to be interesting.
There's some really good stuff happening with these guys that have been playing important roles. Some of these guys are supposed to be working their way back. What are the Packers coaches going to decide to do in this last game against the Bears and then potentially the playoff game? That's going to be interesting to see.
I can tell you this much. Tucker Kraft needs to be out there on every play. And Musgrave needs to be a guy coming in and here and there.
I agree with that 100%.
That's the truth. Just the way it needs to be. When it comes to receivers, I don't know if Wicks can come back. I don't know, but Malik Heath is out there busting it on running plays, and he can't just be out there, every time you're going to run, because then the other team will figure out you're going to run every time. So he's got to get some balls thrown his way every now and again, or else the people are going to figure out it's a run.
Did you just freeze up and lose connection? Come on, bro. Uh-oh. Come back. Come back, Ben. We lost you. Okay, we lost Ben. I'm going to take him off for now until I know that he's back.
But he needs to be out there.
Oh, you're back. You're back. You were gone for a minute.
Am I back?
You're back now. You're back.
Must have been too much. Whose line is anyway downstairs? Jesse laughing her ass off down there.
Damn. Whose line is it anyway? I'll tell you, I agree with that stuff. Just to recap, Tucker Kraft has shown like that dude is a star tight end in the making. He might be, Ben. He has a chance to be. And remember when we reviewed the top tight ends of Packers of all time? He has a chance to be the best tight end in the history of the Green Bay Packers.
I think he's pretty close because even Paul Kaufman wasn't a great blocker.
He can do all the things. He can do all the things.
He's not super fast, but he's got really good athleticism and control of his body, and he's strong, and he's young yet, so he can even get bigger and stronger yet. Good hands. Great right after the catch.
Stop hurtling guys. Stop hurtling guys so you don't
stop hurting your nuts. No more hurting your nuts, dude. Just keep doing that. But he's something else, and
I'm impressed.
With all these receivers, it's like before the season started, everybody was like, we got to get I remember all off season, all we heard was, we got to get Jordan Love, a veteran receiver in here. What are we doing with all these young guys? Oh my God. But then what do we say? No, they all suck. I want to see these young guys. And we were all right. And what did everybody say? We got to sign Big Dog back. What are we going to do without Big Dog? Oh no, he could lead the tight ends and teach him stuff. No. We just got to play Tucker Kraft instead of Musgrave on every play and have Musgrave come in and be a mostly receiving guy. And we'll be great.
Yeah. Musgrave still has incredible value and has a unique skill set, but that needs to be used the right way, not on every down. Kraft has shown that he can do all the things you need a tight end to do, and then you can really utilize Musgrave to his strengths. And yeah, it'll be awesome. Like those two young guys playing together. I will say this. Brian Gutekunst, I said a couple weeks ago, he has done pretty well. And I don't know if those were whatever his name is. His picks have not been that maybe he's getting nuggets from other people, whatever. But I will say offensively, he's picked some pretty good players. Defensively, he's got to turn it over to somebody else. Somebody else needs to pick the defensive players. Anyway, you got to look at the CV and CB here. Let's take a look at that. You got some video here. Let's check it out.
I just got a couple plays, and this is one of the things we're leading to is, with Jair coming back, what are they going to do? These are just a couple plays, CV and CB. It's only 3 plays. It's only 2 CV, 1 CV and 2 CBs. But one of the knocks on Valentine is that they say he doesn't play the run very well, doesn't tackle very well. He doesn't tackle very well. But this first play you're going to see is a really great play by him. He's down lined up here at the bottom of your screen. He's going to get blocked by Justin Jefferson, and he's just going to shove him away and get in the backfield. He doesn't make the tackle, okay? He doesn't. But he does kind of slow him down and mess him up so that Devontae Wyatt, who comes from way over here and gets blocked by a couple guys, comes back around and makes the tackle, who is my son of a deadly guy, of course. But the key is watch down the bottom of your screen, watch Valentine against Jefferson and how aggressive he is at the bottom of your screen. So he takes him, he fights him, sheds him. Look at that. He's shedding him. If you look here too, you look at that. Here, this is 3 good guys playing. Look, of course, there's Gary, who is on a pass rush, of course. This guy doesn't have to block him. He takes himself out of the play.
He's still going to the quarterback?
Yep. Totally takes himself out of the play because he's an idiot. Just think if he would stay here for a second, he could this would be a loss. But here you got Devontae Wyatt, who's using his arms, keeping the distance here. And you can see he's got the power on this play. Look at how far back this offensive lineman is for the Vikings. This offensive lineman goes, if you look at 58, of course, McDuffie, he's getting off his guy here. And I think TJ Slayton is here, who's also in the middle. But you want to watch Valentine just shed this block really fast of Justin Jefferson. And he's open, right? Devontae Wyatt's gotten off his block, but he can't quite get to the running back at this point. But luckily for us, Valentine got off Jefferson. He misses the tackle. But then Devontae Wyatt and McDuffie are there to clean it up. But it's at least aggressive, right? Instead of just standing there getting blocked like Jair would do, right? We've watched it. Or just back up and get blocked 5 yards back, right? Valentine throws Jefferson off like he's nothing and gets in the backfield and tries to make something happen. So that's positive. And we all already know what he can do. And then there's Jonathan Owens. You see that too? I talked about this earlier. I think Jonathan Owens is turned into a mentor for Valentine. I really do. And I think it's good. It's only helping him because normally he'd do this and he'd probably get in Jefferson's face and tell him how much he kicked his ass, right? And he kind of looks like he's about to do that. But then Owens went over there and said, like, dude, calm your butt. Now this play is a Corey Ballantyne play. I think this is the pass breakup to Jefferson. And I was wondering when watching, like, man, it looks like pass interference or something, right? Or it looks like they could have called it. But as you see, Ballantyne has kept his spot. He's not like he's not like impeding Jefferson in any way. He's just running back with him, which he's allowed to do. The ball's in the air now. Ballantyne's staying on the inside, so he knows where the ball's going to go. It would be better if he could keep his eyes forward or back at the quarterback and move, and run back that way because he might have been able to pick that off. Like Rasul will probably pick that off. Because what he does when he turns around like this is he loses the ball in the air. And the ball's a little underthrown, but luckily Ballantyne gets around and knocks it down, right? And that's one of those plays that really mattered in the game. And then this is his interception that he had. That was a tip ball off the tight end. And there's 2 reasons why I want to play this. I want you to look at the bottom of the screen. Look at Savage. There is nobody else over here. His responsibility is this running back. And he just keeps running backwards. Like the first down marker is the 35-yard line. Like this guy could easily just stop right there and catch a touch. Like what is he doing? But Savage just keeps running back and running back and running back and running back and run. Look at him. I mean, he's down to the 50-yard line. Like, what if there is a route that went down here? Like, there's nobody there. I don't know. The other thing is, had the quarterback been smart, like against a better quarterback, like as soon as this is happening, Quay Walker's here, but you got this crossing route because this is a zone. This is a man beating play, and the Packers are playing zone against it. So what he should be actually doing is anticipating him coming across. They should throw to the receiver, Osborne, and then Osborne could take it up this way and probably break some tackles and maybe get a first down. because he's got the passing lane to get there, but he doesn't anticipate that throw. He's too afraid. And then when he finally realizes that he's got to throw it, it's too inside, and Ballantyne gets his head on a swivel and makes the catch. So that's some good stuff there. And then the other thing I was going to show is just Savage. I don't know what he's doing. He's starting to make me mad. I call him Suckage again. And it's time he goes. We need Rudy Ford out there.
He needs to go. Rudy Ford's on the sideline cheering guys on. He's on special teams.
I know. I saw that. It was awesome.
Think he
So on
could
this
play
play, I
some
want you to
defense.
watch Savage. Now, this is the difference between Brian Flores defense and a Joe Barry defense. And this may not be Savage's fault. He might be told to do this. I don't know. First down marker is the 49-yard line. Okay. He's already given it 6 yards. Okay. The other thing that's really key to this play is there's 2 tight ends over here. Right? And there's 2 receivers down here. And then 2 guys. And one of the receivers is Justin Jefferson. And the other one is Jordan Addison or whatever his name is. So if I was Savage, first of all, if I was going to go deeper, I would probably go deeper and turn my body toward the bottom of the screen where the 2 awesome receivers are and not necessarily where the 2 tight ends are, right? Watch how he turns on this play. So he turns his body toward this side to the tight ends. There's 1 tight end out in the route. You've got 2 guys here ready to cover this tight end. This tight ends are not fast. This isn't TJ Hawkinson anymore, right?
What
These
is
are
he?
slow.
Yeah, what is he defending over there, Ben?
Nothing. There's nothing. Now, if he turned to the inside, he would be defending this Addison if Addison came across the inside, which he does come across the inside. And because Savage is facing the wrong way, this is an easy completion for a first down because he's not in the spot he should be in. And you can only call defenses a certain way. I understand that. And
He's
Keyshawn's got to
just drifting around back there. There's no.
And you've got Valentine who's worried about the deep pass, and this should go deep because Savage is never going to get over there, right? Keyshawn's worried about an in cut or a quick route, so he's got to stay where he is. And based on the alignment of the 2 tight ends, these 2 guys are worried about the tight ends. This guy's worried about the running back. The pressure doesn't get there, and Savage is so far back and looking the wrong way. Addison just comes right across the middle for an easy catch and an easy first down because there's nobody there to stop him. Because Savage had no idea. And that's the difference between a bad safety and Rudy Ford, who would have probably read it and made a play on it. Now, here's one more play that really bothered me about Savage. And I've noticed more and more, this is just one of probably 2 or 3 plays that this happened in the game. He's going to line up, looks like a two deep shell here. What's going to happen is Owens is going to go deep. Savage is going to play a robber role in the middle. When he plays this robber role, he does a good job of eyeing the quarterback. And I think this is when Mullins is in. Yeah, Mullins is in now. So that you got a better quarterback in. Now, he's looking at the ball. He's watching where the ball's being thrown. Okay, and he's watching the ball. And instead of taking off and going to the ball, he turns his head and looks to where the receiver is. He's not playing the ball. Okay, if the receiver is behind you, there's nothing you can do. You don't want to look for the receiver. You want to play the ball because the ball is still between you. You're still between you and the receiver, right? Understand the angle of the ball. Try to get over there and get your hand on it, tip it away. But you're going to watch his head. It's going to go and it's going to come off the ball and look to where is this ball being thrown. Then he's going to whiff on the tackle. So not only, okay, see, look, now his head's on the receiver, totally whiffs. Okay, so that was Justin Jefferson, right? And when you watch it from the other angle, you're going to see just how he could have actually made that play.
I know. I'm watching the game. I was like, all you have to do is look for it. But it's the same story with him. It's been the same story for years. He cannot find the ball, or apparently he doesn't look for it.
Yeah, and it's just kind of ridiculous. And I don't quite know why they're still playing him because it's like Owens, I think, does pretty solid. But Savage is just useless. And thank God he's going to be gone. And as you're seeing, he's reading the quarterback. He knows he's got this tight end coming behind him. He's got to look out for that. You got Wilson over here, and Quay Walker's coming on a blitz. So the ball's gone. And look at where Justin Jefferson is. And the trajectory of this ball is going to go here.
He looks like he's looking right at the ball right now.
He is. He watches it. His head goes with the ball.
So-
and then he turns to look and see, who's going to catch this ball?
Well,
How about
you
if
can
you
catch
go
it.
and catch the ball?
Yeah,
Right.
you.
Run toward it and make a play on the ball. But instead, you're going to watch his eyes. He looks for the guy who's going to catch it. Then, of course, he just, I don't know what that was. Totally whiffs. And it's just useless. And it's time that we get rid of this guy. Thank God he won't be back next year. Thank God. But he's a liability in all aspects of the game. He doesn't cover. He's not a good tackler. He doesn't read the ball in the air. On that play, he read the ball. And then he was like, who's going to catch this one? No, you catch it. You go catch it. You're closer to the ball. Just run backwards and tip it up. You could have tipped it in the air. There's a whole bunch of guys around there who could have maybe got a pick off of that. And only one Viking. And there was Wilson and Owens behind you and Valentine. There's 3 other guys who could have got a tip pass. If you would have just ran and kept your eyes on the ball, ran after it, jumped up, tried to tip it, it wouldn't be a completion and a first down. Then that happened after, remember when we had the big sack?
Yeah.
Where McDuffie got hurt on?
Yeah.
And it was second in a million, and then they got 16 yards, and then it was still third and 14 or whatever. This is third and 14 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he gives that up.
Right.
And I blame Savage. Make a play on the ball. So, sorry for yelling, but I can't handle watching stupid.
All I want to see, 2 big keys. Well, let's just be real. There's 2 big keys on defense are awareness and effort. And the Packers have some guys, especially in the defensive backfield, but also other spots where, outside linebackers too. I guess they got a lot of guys like that don't have a lot of effort or awareness, or sometimes both. Sometimes they're a combination like that guy. No awareness and most of the time, not much effort.
And remember last year when Rudy Ford got benched?
Yeah.
They pulled Savage, and then they started Rudy Ford for a couple games. And then there was one play Rudy Ford kind of bit on something, and the pass went over the top of his head. But then he chased him down and tackled him right away.
Yeah.
And he got benched after that one play where he just, he bit on something. He watched the quarterback's eyes and bit on something. But he was trying to be aggressive and make a play. And they benched him after that. Savage should be benched after something like that. Not only did he not even try to get the ball, terrible attempt at a tackle, and useless. Just useless. Why is he out there? We know he's not going to be on the team next year, right? They're not going to sign it. God, they better not sign it back. So why are we not playing Rudy Ford? Play the best player. You want to win the game, right? You want to make the playoffs, right? You want to do something in the playoffs, right? Then play the best players. Savage is not good. That's why his name is Suckage. And I know Balaz is going to be pissed at me because I call him Suckage again. I'm sorry, Balaz. I'll be mad. But it's true. The guy is just not good. He's just not aggressive. He's fast, but his speed doesn't help. Because if you're not aware, what good is your speed?
Right.
Even when you get there, you don't make the tackle. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a similar thing with, what I did this week? So number one, I was preparing for the next game. So I went and I watched all the Bears highlights because I wanted to see how did the Bears score 37 points and what's this Bears defense doing now and what's different.
A lot of snow. That was the difference.
Yep. It was a lot of snow looking video, but also Justin Fields running around a lot, which scares me quite a bit against our Packers defense.
Yeah.
And also Justin Fields throwing passes better than I have seen him throw ever in his life. And do you know why? Because
Lucas Patrick's there.
No, because he has broken the 2-glove curse. Justin Fields is the only quarterback that you can trust when he wears gloves on both hands. Remember, I never trust a quarterback that wears glove on both hands on his throwing hand, but Justin Fields is actually better when he wears gloves on his throwing hand. So maybe he has a hard time gripping the ball without the glove. I don't know, but he was making throws like DJ Moore was barely open. He drops it right in there in the end zone. I'm like, damn, all right. And the other thing that should be a little scary about the Bears, is they're running. I don't know if Luke Getsy finally got rid of the Aaron Rodgers part of the playbook or what he was doing, but they were running DJ Moore on a whole bunch of crossing routes and unders and stuff like that, where he's just running away from guys. And he even said, when they play man coverage, you want to run away from the man. And I was like,
What?
football is that simple?
No kidding.
Well, I know, but like we see other teams, and the Packers did it for years too in the Rodgers years, where they would literally just run straight against man coverage. So it was really easy to cover them because you just run straight with them, and you're right there. So, but if you change direction and run away from the guy that's covering you, you can get open easier and get wide open. And that's what DJ Moore did time and time again. So I feel like Luke Getsy said, these plays that Aaron Rodgers added to the playbook, maybe I'll just get rid of those now because they don't seem to work too well. And now he's running just the regular playbook plays where guys run across the field, and he's using their best dynamic player to do it. And he got open all over the place. And he was not just open, he was wide open running across. So those two things scare me. Justin Fields throwing way better wearing a glove, which is like the anomaly in the history of all mankind playing football for quarterbacks. And they're running guys across the field, and Luke Getsy finally figured it out. It took him almost 2 years, but he finally figured out to get rid of those Rodgers plays and just run the regular plays. And it's working way better. I see you're getting more video. What is this here you got coming up?
It's my last one. It's just defense, some good defense.
Defense? Okay, well then we'll do that, and then we'll talk about Jair's interview from today.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, sorry. All right, here we go. Now you're up.
So the Packers are going to play a 4-zone shell. These guys are going to all drop back. And it's not good. It's not good. But we get lucky because Preston Smith beats his guy. And as you're looking here, here's the best part about this zone. Look at Corey Ballantyne in the bottom of the screen. This is a zone, but he's chucking this guy.
He's up on him.
He came into his zone and he's beating his ass up. If you look down here at the 40-yard line, we got a guy wide open with no Packer anywhere near him. And the first down marker, by the way, is the 48. Now, this is at the end of the first half, right? So there's not a lot of time, so they're probably trying to stop him from getting into field goal range and blah, blah, blah. But at the top of your screen at the 50, you got Osborne, who's wide open pretty much for first down. And you got a guy down here at the 40. But luckily for us, Preston Smith gets there, and the pass pressure gets there in time. He causes the fumble, and we get it back. And then that leads to, of course, the Jaden Reed touchdown, which is awesome. So a little bit of issue there on the protection, but you have to also understand the time. Now, this was the Keyshawn Nixon sack. And what I thought what had happened was these two guys both did like a stunt and moved to the inside. And then Van Ness went around this way, and that left the wide open for Keyshawn Nixon. That's not what happened. Kenny Clark gets blocked by the center. Devontae Wyatt takes on the right tackle, the right guard, beats both of them. The left guard comes to try to help. He beats him and gets right down the middle. So you're going to watch Devontae Wyatt on this play. And Keyshawn Nixon gets the sack. But Devontae Wyatt is the guy who is insanity land on this play. Watch Wyatt here. Oh, I take it back. So the center is actually going to be here. Take it back. So the center and the left guard are the two that are blocking Wyatt. The right tackle is taking on Van Ness. So at this point, it looks like a regular rush, right? And Keyshawn Nixon's not even on the screen. And Kingsley Enagbare dropped back into coverage. He didn't even come. Which means we can't be doing this against Justin Fields because he's just going to run straight over here and be gone, right?
Yep.
So that's really bad. But against Mullins, it works because he can't move, right? Because Kenny Clark is certainly going to chase down Justin Fields. But so Kenny Clark's going to get blocked by 66. And you're going to see Devontae Wyatt just screams past both of these two guys. And then 66 sees him and he's like, oh crap. Then he tries to help. Look at that. And then Keyshawn comes in straight here. And Devontae Wyatt's thinking, I got a sack. And then Nixon gets there. So hopefully they gave him half a sack on that. Man, I hope they did.
I don't think so. I think they gave Nixon the whole sack.
Are you kidding me? Devontae Wyatt made that play.
I know he was there, but
goddamn, he was awesome.
That's what happens sometimes. That's what you get.
Now watch this. The Packers played man defense. man coverage. Look, Valentine stays with 3.
Hmm.
Here you got, I don't know who, this must be Valentine, who's going up here with Jefferson. You're going to get a play action play. And Hall hits his back foot. And guess what? We got coverage here. Jefferson's covered. We got Valentine covering Addison here. And now over here, Owens has nobody to cover. So he's kind of just hanging out looking for the tight end. But now he's going to back up a little bit to help out just in case something happens. But this is why we had that big, huge sack. Because we played man coverage. And Hall had nowhere to go with the ball. But then the bad part, of course, is that McDuffie got hurt on the play. Got concussion. And then, of course, I showed you how Savage gave up the first down later anyways. Now, this is another man coverage play. I apologize for the darkness. But look here. We got really tight coverage at the 50-yard line on the top of your screen. You got Ballantyne, who went in motion, and he stayed with this guy, Addison. So Ballantyne covered Addison here. And then on this side, you got Valentine, who went all the way across the formation to cover Jefferson again. So we got man coverage, man coverage, man coverage, and then Savage, of course, is 25,000 yards back. And then Owens is in man coverage over here. And look at this. Look at how long these guys are covered for when you play man coverage, even against Justin Jefferson. And what we get on the other side, we get a sack. So I hope they keep playing man more often. I mean, you can't just play man every play because then they'll do man beaters. But when you do play man, these guys are playing great. Valentine, Keyshawn Nixon.
If you got one of the top paid corners in the league, you could play man every play. He's supposed to be a guy who shuts people down, right? Isn't that what it is?
I don't know. The only problem with playing man against the Bears, if we get into that, of course, is that Justin Jefferson, nobody's we're gonna have to have a spy on Justin Jefferson.
Oh, Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. Sorry,
You're getting your first names correct tonight.
There's too many damn Justins. That's all I know.
Last names are all over the place.
And this was the big Quay Walker sack, and it was awesome.
Ooh, Kenny was trying to get a piece of that at the end. He's trying to get a halfer. Wyatt says they gave him a half sack. That's what Wyatt says.
Did they? Okay, good. Hopefully they did because he deserved it. He probably deserved the whole sack on that play because he was awesome. But Keyshawn, everybody talked about Keyshawn in that. It's like, oh, Keyshawn Nixon with the blitz. Well, Devontae Wyatt destroyed. Did you know Devontae Wyatt destroyed those guys?
I did not.
Yeah, well, I just showed you. That's why he's my silent but deadly player of the game. Anyways, watch this play. You're going to see, I don't quite know who this guy is here. I think this might be Sav. Yeah, it's Savage. They're playing a zone coverage on this play. But it's kind of man. I don't know what's going on. It looks like it might be man because Valentine's going with Osborne this way. But Savage and McDuffie, look at McDuffie's looking straight at Savage. They communicate, and McDuffie takes over coverage on the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
There's communication here, guys. Communication.
Wow.
Can you believe it? And guess what? Here's Preston Smith coming on the back end.
It was either that or McDuffie just saw that it was Savage covering that guy and like, well, I better cover him now because that's not going to work too well.
That's true. That could be what happened.
Could have just been intuitive on McDuffie knowing his players.
And now that I'm looking at it, this actually is man coverage. But somehow Savage and McDuffie communicated. McDuffie stayed with the tight end, which gives Jaron Hall nowhere to throw it. Now he does throw it there, but that's the one where McDuffie gets his hand in and breaks it up. What would happen if McDuffie played zone like Devondre Campbell does? He sat there. Savage would have ran into Campbell, and this tight end would have been wide open over here for freaking 20 yards. That's what would have happened.
Yep.
And that's why McDuffie getting hurt really sucks. Because McDuffie just beats up the tight end, and it's an incomplete pass.
It does suck. But we need him, and because the Bears have some strong runners, and their running game is going better. We need a guy who's going to tackle him. And McDuffie, I hope he can come back for this game. We need him.
And here's another play. This is the big fourth down play. And you're going to see Keyshawn comes in motion. They're playing man again. But because of where he's at, he lets Jefferson take an inside route on him. And a lot of times people were like, oh, there should have been pass interference. The Vikings are calling for pass interference on Johnson Jr. in the end zone. But you're going to watch Jefferson come straight at Nixon and then cut inside, and Johnson doesn't move. And Jefferson runs right into Johnson. And that's why they did not call pass interference, because he's allowed to stay where he is. and then he broke up the pass. Then the pass was a little bit low. See? Johnson's just trying to stay where he's at, try to get it, and Jefferson runs right into him. But on that play, Nixon went in motion all the way across the field and then allowed him to get to the inside, and Johnson read it and made a play. If that was Savage back there, it's probably a touchdown on 4th and 2. But
Yeah,
because it's
probably.
Johnson, he stays, fights with him a little bit. Plus, Johnson played corner his first 4 years in college before he switched to safety in his 5th year, right? So he's got a little bit of coverage ability, which is good for him. I think that's my last play there on defense. So,
As David points out, Ben, if we are relying on Savage to stop a big play, we're screwed because he can't tackle anyway. So,
yeah, but I mean, so that's 2 plays where it was actually man coverage called, and the guy switched, and luckily it was the good guy. On the first one with McDuffie, who got his hand in there, and then later on, Johnson just held his ground. Like, if you're going to run into me, you can, but I'm not going to let you just walk all over me. I don't care if you're Justin Jefferson. I'm going to stay on you, and I'm going to, make sure that pass is really low, and then it was incomplete on 4th down. So that's good stuff. I was impressed with a lot of the defense that way. I will say this. There were some open spots too. Like, I could have showed a couple of probably a good 5-10 plays of just, guys are wide open, but Jaron Hall was really bad. Like, he was really bad. Like, he was not seeing the field at all. Guys are open at times. But most of the time when the Packers played man coverage, that's what allowed the pass rush to get there. And the quarterback can't survey the whole field. So as long as you're covering like the main target, like Justin Jefferson and so forth, and you're not like giving up stupid plays like the Vikings were against us, it looked really good. It was very impressive. And man, I really hope McDuffie can play against the Bears. But if he can't, Eric Wilson's going to have to tackle better than he did. He had a couple missed tackles in the game after watching the film. It wasn't good. It wasn't pretty. It's kind of ugly, to be honest. And I almost, like I said, I think I said after the game, I was like, I almost want to see Eric Wilson, if he has to play, just have him be like a Justin Fields spy. Like, he just stands back there, watches the field, and wherever Justin Fields goes, just run at him. You might not be able to tackle him, but I would think you'd be able to tackle Justin Fields better than tackle some other guys.
I don't know. Justin Fields, if you watch the Bears highlights from last week, he broke out of a bunch of crazy plays and
That's not good.
Dudes tackles, and like, he's a weird. I mean, and now the Bears are in the situation where they're probably going to keep him, right? With the way he's played, or they're going to try to trade him if they get a good draft. If they get good draft capital for him, they'll probably try to trade him somehow. Although,
well,
I don't know how they can, but he's like, basically what they're showing is once you put the other glove on, he's a better passer than some guys in the NFL. And he has the crazy athletic skills that are way better than a bunch of quarterbacks in the NFL. And he can do a bunch of other things that guys can't do. So if you couple that stuff together, are you going to find somebody that's better than him that can help your offense more? I don't know. It's the Bears are in a weird spot for that. But anyway, we'll get into that later.
Well, maybe you're right.
In a minute. Lots of people saying, well, you can't. Now you got to keep him with the way he's played and all this stuff. But that didn't necessarily make sense to me, other than the fact that, like, so the financial benefit of drafting one of these, because the Bears have the number 1 pick in the draft. Okay. And they can trade that and trade down to a quarterback needy team and only drop like a spot or two and probably still get a really good quarterback if that's what they want to do. And they could potentially trade Fields for some other draft capital, which could build their team. So it kind of comes down to that. What do they want to do? What do they think they can do in terms of getting players to fill out their team and make it a really good roster and a good team overall? But the benefits, right, are having a cheap quarterback on his rookie deal, and they would be starting fresh with one if they drafted one this year versus paying Justin Fields a good chunk of money to keep him on the roster. That's the benefit. The downside is to be a brand new guy, learn a brand new system, and he's totally unproven. You don't know what he can do and what he can't do at the NFL level and all this sort of stuff. And And the Bears, the other part for the Bears is the way their defenses come together, the money they put into it, and then some of the other things they have going with the stable of running backs they have. They could be ready to make a jump, like literally be a team that could be in the running for the division, for playoffs potentially, with the way they've put things together this season. If you start over with a quarterback, you're kind of you're starting that button right over again. So I don't know. There's that argument's been going on, and a lot of people have been talking about it the last couple of days on the Bears side, and I have no idea what they're going to do. But I know
can tell you this.
the Packers got to tackle Justin Fields on Sunday, or they're going to be in trouble.
No, the Packers need to score. They need to take the ball first and score, and then score again, and then score again, and put the pressure on Fields to have to throw. Play back. Let him run for 5 yards if he wants.
He can run for more than that.
Force him to. No, I know, but if you're ahead, like if you're ahead by 2 touchdowns,
yeah,
because your offense is doing so good. I watched the Lions versus the Bears today. The second one where they won. It was like 28-13 or something like that. And in that game, Justin Fields, I watched the whole game on the All-22, and Justin Fields was not accurate. He was throwing like crap.
Was he wearing the extra glove?
He was wearing no gloves.
Ah,
So maybe the gloves are helping him.
the glove is the key.
But I just checked right now because I had a couple highlights I pulled that I'm not going to show, but I just looked to see. I was like, oh, did he have a glove on when I was watching that? Because he looked terrible. And they still scored 28 points, mostly because he ran all over the damn place. And they did a crap ton of quarterback keepers or, like RPOs and all kinds of stuff. And he was running all over. And then also, if he got out of pressure, if anybody loses their pass rush lane, he just goes. And he runs for like 25 yards. So Rashawn Gary, I don't know if you can find, because I know I can never share the sound on here for some dumb reason when I do it. You talked about Gary's interview with the guys on MVC after. They asked him a question. They said to him, "Hey, do you have to change your process when you're playing a guy like Justin Fields?" And Rashawn Gary said, "No, we just do what we do."
We just do what we do. Yeah.
I don't know if that was the exact quote. I'm paraphrasing. Then they asked him.
Yeah.
Then they asked him, "Well, do you guys do like stunts or like you have to do something like some kind of thing?" And he's like, "No, we're allowed to." That's why I love it. We're allowed to just do whatever as long as we get pressure. And they were like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound right." He's like, "Well," he's like, "as long as you're." Then one of the guys, I can't remember who it was like, "Well, you mean as long as you end up where you're supposed to be, right?" And he's like, yeah. You got to stay where you're supposed to be, but you're allowed to do whatever you want. It was like one of the last questions in that interview. And that scared the crap out of me when I saw it. I was like, you can't do the same thing you've been doing, or we're going to get Tommy DeVito, except it's Justin Fields. So he's going to run for 200 yards on us if we pull that crap again. But that's what Gary said when they asked him questions. And it's what he shows on film. He doesn't have a plan. He's just like, I'm going to beat my guy. Okay, well, if you tried that crap against Justin Fields, you're not going to get to him. You're not fast enough, Sean Gary. You got to hold your spot. Everybody needs to collapse the pocket and force him to stay in the pocket. Force him to stay in the pocket because his throws won't be accurate unless apparently he wears gloves and he's accurate. I didn't know that. But that's the key. Also, you have to stay home and look out for these RPOs because if you go to the running back, he's going to have it. And Justin Fields is going to take off and running, and you're screwed. And it's all kind of scary to me. And I don't know quite how they can do this because if they try to combat the Bears' running game by putting in the 3 big guys, they're too slow. Like Kenny Clark, he's not going to do anything in this game. He's not going to get any pressure on Justin Fields. He's not going to be able to stop the run that way. He might be able to stop the run. Like they won't be able to run the ball to running back up the middle, but they'll attack the outside then and put pressure on Kingsley Enagbare and Preston Smith and all those guys and Gary to hold their rush lanes. And if they don't hold their rush lanes or, hold their defensive, hold their outside gaps, then Fields will run all over us. And if they try to go smaller with defense, only 2 defensive linemen, and then maybe put in, I don't know, maybe have Kingsley Enagbare out there with Preston and Gary or Van Ness out there, maybe. That might be good, actually. Finesse might be good. At least we saw him get a sack against Fields in the first game. Maybe he can do it again. Maybe he can. He's enough athletic ability and speed to catch him.
David thinks Fields is going to be a problem.
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
Watched him play Atlanta this week. Mm-hmm. And that was look, the Bears played tough.
Yeah, but Atlanta threw 4 picks.
Bears,
Their quarterback is not even like, who's their quarterback in this game? Taylor Heineke or something? He played like crap.
Hey, he did okay.
He threw 4 picks, or whoever the quarterback was threw 4 picks.
Eh,
And the Bears weren't even doing anything. They were just standing there.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. The Bears have been getting a lot more interceptions. They've been playing tough. Their defense has been picking up. They got a former Badger on there, and they got some other. Heck, they got a former Badger they can't even start for him, Sanborn, which I don't know why he's not starting. I'd start his ass. He's really good.
He was good last year. He made a lot of tackles last year.
Tackles
Maybe
freaking
because he
everything.
sucked. I don't know. Remember,
No,
a lot of tackles don't mean you're always good. Quay Walker has 100 tackles this year.
But he attacked plays. Hey, just as a side note, well, first off, the guy Ivan Pace, he didn't do jack squat against the Packers. I didn't see him do nothing.
Surprised.
You and Viking Mo said how good he was doing, and then
he is good.
Not against the Packers.
Well, that's because I think he was surprised at how many times he never got blocked. I think he was expecting to get blocked and then have to get off the block. He didn't realize that Josh Myers and John Runyon weren't going to block him at all, and it psyched him out.
And you said he's a
I think
rookie?
that's what happened. Yeah, he didn't know that.
He also didn't probably know that Aaron Jones cuts off the wrong foot, so he was probably thrown off by that too.
Well, that play where Aaron Jones teleported, that was against him because he thought he had him. And all of a sudden, Aaron Jones, next thing you know, boom, he's over there. Sorry, you can't get him.
Ah, dang it. However, I will say your other guy that's similar size that you were all high on a couple years ago, JOK, he's got over 100 tackles this year, Ben.
Whoa. Nice.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's finally getting to play full time, and he's doing his thing, lighting him up.
JOK was my guy. I wanted him red.
Yeah, I know. And the Browns are doing well, and with Joe Flacco as their quarterback, and whatever. So
I was going to go over that thing. I had it all written down, what the scores were and everything. The Bears, people are talking about the Bears wins lately.
Yeah.
And they were against like the Panthers, the Falcons,
right,
the Lions, and some other crappy team that sucked. So I was like, are they really that good, or were they playing crappy teams? But then you can say the same thing about us. Who do we beat? The Panthers, the Vikings, who stink with no quarterback. But we also beat the Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs have been on a downturn. The Lions have been on a downturn.
Yeah.
The Chargers got their guy canned.
Yep.
So a lot of the wins we've had lately too have been against teams that were they really as good as we thought they were? We don't know. This is the first year where Denny Green would be wrong because nobody's what we thought they were.
That's right. That's fair.
Like nobody. There's not a single team that's what we thought the 49ers are what they thought they were. But even the Ravens, they're better than we thought they were going to be. Everybody else is kind of worse than what we thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the Packers have a chance. This is like one more thing, everybody. This might be the last game of the year. It's hard to believe the season's over already. Week 18. It's like it's flown by. A lot of things have happened in our lives that's made this last 4 months go by really fast and feel like a whirlwind of craziness. And so I hope they win. God, I hope they win. But if they don't, this might be the last game we get to watch. So revel in it. Be excited. Try not to be too angry when they play like crap because they'll make a mistake or two here or there. Justin Fields is going to run all over us probably. There'll be a lot of Joe Barry haters on Twitter and, well, whatever it's called, X and all that crap. There will be. We just got to calm down and remember this is the last game of the regular season. And if they don't win, we have to be hopeful. We have to hope no matter what happens that they can come back and win it. So there's another game next week. Because last year we got screwed. Last year, our quarterback could have thrown to a wide open guy on third down. Instead, threw it up for grabs and threw a pick at the end. And that was the last pass he threw as a Packer and ended our season. When he could have just do to Alan Lazard for a first down. But he tried to
airmailed Lazard that one time too.
Yeah, he had a lot of bad.
He was terrible. Terrible.
He's bad. So
Jordan Love has been not terrible. He's been pretty good.
Well, lately, but you never know. I mean, he could go like he showed that he started off not so hot. He was missing shots, throwing the ball kind of like crap. So I think we need Aaron Jones to be that solid man. If he can get 20 carries again, that's the other thing. This is your season, right? The last game. Do not save Aaron Jones. He may not be a Packer after this game if they don't win it. That's the other thing. We have to use Aaron Jones. He is the key. And if the Bears, and then if he starts showing that he's the man and the Bears try to stop him, then we can go after the secondary, right? Then we can start taking shots and getting it to the receivers and stuff downfield. But I think we really need to establish Aaron Jones first and force the Bears to at least commit to trying to stop Aaron Jones. That's about it. But just as a fan, it's going to be tough for me because I usually get crampy and whatever. But we're going to be together as a family for Haven Christmas, so it's going to be fun. Hopefully we get to watch the game. I don't even know if the place we're at is going to have TV. I hope it does. If we don't, we'll all be surrounding my phone because I'll have it on my phone. We'll all be like, everybody be around me on my phone.
You already used your YouTube TV trial? I don't think I've used mine. I can do one, so it's fine.
Actually, my YouTube, that's not a trial. But I do it. It'd be on NFL Plus. I'd get on NFL Plus.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, so I just want to say that real quick, because it's crazy that it's already last week, and
it is.
And there's a lot of guys that we love on this team that might not be here next year, and a lot of guys we don't like that hopefully won't be here. But that's the point. Most of them I think we like.
A lot of young guys that will be back for sure, and so there's some really good stuff brewing.
Yeah, I mean the young guys are really exciting. There's no doubts.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get a win against the Bears. Let's not save Aaron Jones. Let's use him.
Absolutely not. There better not be any sort of it's all on CBS all over the country, even in Mississippi. What's that?
All right. That's awesome.
Lowe already has about 6 games better than that game. Okay. 6 games better than Rodgers' best game last year. Yeah. True. Jordan Love has the most multiple touchdowns, 0 interception games in the NFL this season. Of any quarterback. Just a heads up. So I know we don't have to quite end on that. We'll end on something funny. We'll end on something scary and funny at the same time, highlighting what could be ahead for the Packers in the Bears game. But before we get to that, Jair did talk today.
I have not seen this, so I don't know.
At his locker. You haven't seen it. I'm not going to play it because it was pretty boring. But there were some things asked of him. Okay. Some specific questions asked. They're like, "Oh, what did you think? Were you surprised by the suspension?" He was like, "Yeah, I was surprised. I thought I'd just get fined or something," is what he said. So he's already shown he's got lots and lots of money. He doesn't care about giving that up. He didn't care about giving that up for missing mandatory minicamp, gave up $700,000. He didn't care about whatever. He thought he might just get fined for pulling what he did, but he got the suspension, which is a little surprising to him. They also asked him about, would this change anything for him? Will we see anything different? And he said, nothing's changed. The only thing that might be different is that his interviews will be more serious with the media now. That's the only noticeable change that any of us will detect in Jair Alexander.
Well, I mean,
from this experience.
Well, that's fine. But if he's changed in the locker room, and if he's changed with his teammates, and if he's changed on the field,
no, he just said his interviews will be more serious. That's all. That's what he said. And he did not wear sunglasses today. He did.
Well, I like it when he wears sunglasses because
it's the Julian thing. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. We get a way better Jair when he wears sunglasses. But
I know. He said, paraphrase, he's going to be the same leader he's always been.
He's not a leader. Well, so that makes no sense. That's an oxymoron.
When asked about what was expected of him or what did he learn from this experience or whatever, he said really just better communication. And then he said that their talk with Matt LaFleur, and because they asked him, well, does this strain your relationship with Brian Gutekunst or Matt LaFleur or whatever? And he's like, no, nothing's changed there. He said it was good to have both sides get their voices heard and be heard out. So basically, he got to say his piece about what he wanted, and the Packers got to say no, you don't get to do whatever you want because this is a team. And so they both got to be heard out, but nothing's changed according to him. So that's what we found out. That's what he said. And I don't know what that says to you as a Packers fan. But I will tell you this. If I don't see a lot of effort from this guy, if he's back in the starting lineup against the Bears in a must-win game, in a playoff game, and I don't see effort, if I see him slacking off and not trying to tackle guys and avoiding tackles and getting blocked and playing off coverage and not really competing, because I saw Corey Ballantyne in this last game compete. He might not be as talented as a guy, but I saw him compete to the best of his ability. So if we don't see that, if we don't see Jair Alexander competing and he's given the starting role, then it's up to the coaches. This move and this season, by getting rid of Aaron Rodgers and getting rid of the old hats and starting up fresh with young players, was all about establishing a new way of doing things in Green Bay. That probably has not been the case for many, many, many years. Which is the coaches are in charge of how football works. You will do what the coaches are asking you to do. The players have some latitude once they build up trust and all this sort of stuff, and you got to execute and you got to do things on the field. But ultimately, you have to trust the coaches, and the coaches have to be in charge. Jair Alexander pushed that. I mean, David Bakhtiari pushed it right away, but we haven't heard jack squat about David Bakhtiari. Has he even been around, Ben? He's just been off collecting his money wherever the hell he is, right?
He's been doing commercials for Wendy's with his wife.
We don't know where he is.
Big, long commercial. It's funny. His wife is funny.
Okay.
He's not that funny, but she's hilarious. It's
we
a
don't
great
know
commercial.
She's
got a lot of personality. I like it.
We don't know where the hell he is, but he's not been.
He's
with
at
the
home.
Packers.
He's not doing anything. He's just getting paid millions and millions of dollars for doing nothing.
Yeah.
That's what he's been doing for the last 3 years. That's fine.
Jair Alexander is collecting a lot of money for not playing. And he is, I guess this last week when he was suspended, he was just gone. He was just nowhere around. Maybe that was what he had to do. Maybe that was by choice. I have no idea. But based on his past involvement with the team, skipping some of the mandatory things and taking the fines, he wasn't a guy that was like, well, I'm going to stick around and try to help people out. Apparently he sent some texts, some positive texts to his guys, his cornerback guys. That's what he said to. And then he said something about, because someone asked him, oh, you love that matchup against Justin Jefferson. And how hard was that to sit on the, watch that you couldn't play in the game and all that. And he was like, well, I mean, it was a little disappointing at first, but then, watch my guys do their thing. And then I had to I got to celebrate them being good in the game, and I didn't have to lift a muscle. Or move a muscle. It was great. So all I'm saying to you as a Packer fan is, if they want to say we're paying you all this money, you're the starter again because you're back from suspension, that's fine. But he better have a short leash, a short hook in this game. Because if we're not getting, I'm not saying if he gets beat, fine. If he gets beat, he gets beat. But if we don't see effort, get him out. And if the Packers don't do that and they lose this game, I'm not blaming him because that's who he is.
Well, based on the fact that Savage is still out there, they're not going to do that.
Well, they better. They better wake the F up.
They're not going to do it.
Ben, this is a game to get into the playoffs or not. The Packers control their own destiny. Weeks ago, no one would have thought that was possible, but here it is. You're going to tell me that they're not going to look at what's happening in the game and decide to put in who's playing best? If guys are playing subpar, I don't care what their draft status is, what their money is. I don't care any of that. Give me the guys who are going to compete. Matt LaFleur talks about it all the time. He really likes guys that compete. He praised up Bo Melton because he's a team first guy. He kept working, even though they weren't giving him a sniff of the field, even though they hit him in the preseason. He finally got a chance to play because of the injuries, and look what he's done. He pumps up those guys. The team, based on the locker room video, the team clearly appreciates and rallies around those type of guys. And you're telling me this coaching staff is going to be that unaware of what makes their team tick that they're not going to start the right guys, or if a guy is performing at a poor level or not to his standard, they're not going to take him off the field and put somebody else in?
Yeah. This is the same team that doesn't know who's on the field at what points when they call plays. Matt LaFleur doesn't know who's out there.
Come on.
I'll believe it when I see it.
All right.
Here's
Time
hoping
for this-
Jair plays good. Here's hoping he goes out there and he wakes up and he's a madman. And he throws caution to the wind. It's the last game of the year. Win or lose. If you win, you keep going. If you lose, you're done. You got nothing left to lose. Play everybody. Play great. If he doesn't do it, get him out. I agree, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Because coaches are dumb. We've seen it how many times?
But it feels like it's an opportunity to reset things in Green Bay, right? That's what this season should have partially been about, at least, right? By moving on from Aaron Rodgers, by resetting all this sort of stuff, by creating a new way of doing things. As you said, Rodgers ran the roost. He ran the roost late in the McCarthy era. He ran the roost. That's why they picked LaFleur to come in, right? A first-time head coach, a guy who was going to be passive and not that overly assertive and aggressive and all that sort of stuff, would placate to Rodgers and maintain the peace, but basically just step aside whenever, Rodgers wanted to take control. But here it is. And Matt LaFleur's got to wake up because his job is on the line if he doesn't get this stuff figured out. Like if they come up short again, and this time the season ends. Last season it was cute in a way because it was the up and coming Lions, and Lions have been terrible for so long, and they were a team you could root for, and they had Jamal Williams and all this sort of stuff. But this is the Bears, man. This is the Bears, and for a lot of Packer fans,
Can't lose to the Bears.
no.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I don't care if Lucas Patrick's on there. Got to beat him.
All right. Lee points out, did you guys see that Love has better year stat wise than the Bears all-time best quarterback season? Yes, that's true. And it's funny. It's funny. The Bears
They're all sad and crying. It's amazing.
Bears have been terrible. They did it in the 49ers playoff game. David says replace backups with starters, and we lost.
Yeah, that was when Rasul didn't get to play because Jair he played, but Jair started.
That one too.
Well, he didn't start. He came in and played he played a lot. He actually didn't start, but he came in and played quite a few minutes or quite a few plays. He was like the third corner in that game because that was before Keyshawn Nixon was there.
I'm going to send you a link. I found this cool video. This guy broke down since Rasul has joined the Bills, what the impact he's had, and his stats are insane. His stats since he's joined the Bills rival what he did the 2021 season with the Packers. Yeah. Like it's crazy town. Like he's made, and he's been the perfect fit to jumpstart the Bills defense. But one thing this guy showcases in this couple of videos that he's showing the different clips is how well the Bills adjust and communicate and how smart they all are. So between him and Micah Hyde and Poyer, they just switch stuff off all the time. So they're always in the right spot and they're always covering stuff, and it allows certain guys to take chances in spots. It's really pretty damn cool. And you would think the Packers could figure that out at some point. But
now it's Savage and Jair.
Yet. Right. We got to get the right kind of guys in here.
We had the right kind of guy. We had a guy and we let him go.
We did. Let's finish on something scary, something funny, something scary, and then something funny and scary, but also a quick nod to LP real quick before we get to the funny and scary. It's all from the Bears Falcons game. David, what did you think of that game, by the way? I don't know. You said you watched the whole thing. What did you think overall of that Bears Falcons game? Tell us in the comments. All right, I want you to watch my man Lucas. He's the center right here. He had a
Can't
couple
see
of
it.
high.
You're not sharing it.
Oh, okay, not sharing it yet. Sorry, it's not on. I am sharing it, but it's not on the screen yet. There it is. He's in the center right here. Okay, he's in the center. He is the center. Should be the Packers center, but Josh Myers again still has a higher PFF grade. Don't know why, but anyway, Bears are ahead 14-7 at this point. The Bears running game is getting pretty scary. You know they had that Johnson guy, right? 23. He's pretty good, pretty physical. Herbert's back. He's doing pretty well. So the Packers are going to be tested against the run in this game quite a bit. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play it and see what they do. But anyway, Lucas is right in the middle here. He's the center. Just want you to watch this in comparison to what you saw from Josh Myers. Here he is. Gets on his guy right away and then peels off. So I don't know if you caught that. It happened pretty fast. But watch how he hits this first big guy, then shoves him off to the right guard, and then peels off a guy that could make a problem right here to his left. That's what centers do. Hit that guy, sees that guy coming, buries him, and allows his running back to get to the outside and get a first down. I don't know. Seems like pretty good center play to me. Don't know what you thought. Awareness and
We all know this. Lucas Patrick is smart and he's aggressive and he blocks till the whistle.
But I mean, look at that play. Like he started blocking
know.
that guy, and then he sees this guy coming up the hole right where his running back needs to go, and he just does okay. You got this guy. Now I'm jumping over here. And do you ever see Josh Myers do that?
Josh
You ever
Myers
see-
can't even block the guy in front of him. How is he going to go block the guy in front of him and then go block another guy? That ain't going to happen.
I don't know.
No, I've never seen Josh Myers do that. Never.
Now, Lucas had a bunch of good plays in this game. He had a bunch of awesome plays and plays where he looked way better than Josh Myers. Now I'm going to show you a play where he's looking in one direction and he gets knocked on his ass from a different direction because he's looking for one guy and he kind of follows him across and the guy blindsides him and he gets knocked on his ass. But then I want you to tell me if you can notice the difference, something that's different from him and from our center. What would happen with our center in this particular play? All right, so the Falcons just kicked the field goal here. Here he is. He's snapping the ball in the center. Now watch him right in the center. Right in the center of your screen, he just snapped. I want to see what happens to him here because he's looking to his right and a guy comes from his left. Knocked him on his ass. There he is on the ground. Justin Fields breaks out of this tackle. This is the scary part as well. Look at how he gets away. Look at who's right next to him. Look at who's here. He's back on his feet. Josh Myers still be laying on the ground, Ben, even though he's like 8 years younger than him.
Yeah. Not 8, but close.
But the scary part here is Justin Fields got out of that would-be sack and runs all over the goddamn place and gets another first down.
Yeah, he does that a lot. That's not
So,
good.
The funny part is Lucas got knocked on his ass, but popped right back up. The scary part is Justin Fields running all over the goddamn place, which could happen against the Packers if they're not ready for it. So let's be ready for it, guys.
Yeah.
God,
All right, what's your score for the back of your Bear game?
David was impressed with the defensive line play by the Bears. Okay, well, our offensive line is not a strength, I would say. That plays a great example of why Fields has a fumbling problem, says Wyatt. Except when he has the gloves, Wyatt. A 2-glove Justin Fields is the only 2-glove quarterback that's any good in the history of the NFL. Even when Tom Brady wore 2 gloves, he played like garbage. Played like garbage when he wore 2 gloves. Just saying.
I don't know. I don't remember.
The other guy that often wore 2 gloves, Teddy 2 gloves, Teddy Bridgewater. You know how good he was, right?
Well, he sucks all the time.
Yeah, but Teddy 2 gloves. He wore 2 gloves when he was in a dome.
Yeah, that's because he had tiny hands. He couldn't hang on the ball otherwise. Same thing with Kenny Pickett. He had hands like me.
I know. And Pickett wears 2 gloves all the time too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the only way he can hang out of it.
Dang it. All right. What's your score for this game, Ben? Bears, Packers, Bears at the Packers for the playoffs.
Packers
Ben,
are going over 30 points again.
Are you sure? Right now, did you check the weather?
I don't care. They're going to score over 30 points again. 30 points again.
What are your keys to this game again?
Aaron Jones. Same key as last time. On offense. Aaron Jones, 20 carries. Period. End of story. We win. Also, got to spy Justin Fields I would play man coverage and spy Justin Fields. And if that doesn't work, then switch to zone. But try man coverage first because he's not an accurate quarterback. If you give him a zone and he has a big wide spot to throw the ball into, because our guys suck at zone coverage, we've already proved it, then it's going to be bad news. I say Packers 32 because Anders Carlson's going to miss the extra point.
Yeah.
Because he always does.
He'll make the threes, but not the one. He's only missed 5 extra points.
I know.
All right. That's like less
league.
than 2 field goals. He's hitting 80. He's hitting almost 84% of his field goals this season. Mason Crosby in his rookie year. Mason Crosby lasted with the Packers for 20 million years. Only hit 79% of his field goals in his rookie year.
I know.
So don't give me
whatever. I ain't worried
come
about
on.
it. I'm telling you, they're going to score 32 points. And the Bears are going to have 22. 32-22. Packers win.
All right, 32-22. Everybody wigs out about the extra points being missed, but the field goals are worth more. And I've said it before. Anders takes those more seriously because they're worth 3. Extra points are only worth 1, guys. So don't get so excited about it. Don't get all your undies and a bundies. You know what I'm saying? Get your undies and Al Bundys. Like Agus would love Al Bundy. He loves Al Bundy, remember? Anders is really weird. Oh, David says
his name is Anders.
Packers 24, Bears, or Packers 28, Bears 24. Get the lead early. David echoes that. Wyatt says Anders is really weird. I don't know how to feel about him. Feel good, Wyatt. He's making more. He might set the Packer rookie record for field goal percentage. It's just that he's missed some extra points. Yes, he's missed 5 extra points. That's 5 points. But he's made more field goals to equal more points than most people. So those 5 points aren't really that big of a deal. So don't get all worked up about it. That's all I'm saying. You guys get all worked up because it's closer. But Anders doesn't need it to be closer. Plus, he can make a 60-yarder if you want him to, if you ever give him a chance. Matt LaFleur's kind of a wuss in that regard. Feel good about Anders. He's the next great Packer kicker in the line of Packer kickers. He will one day be the Green Bay Packers all-time leading scorer, like I said at the beginning of the season. And for those of you that don't believe that, go back and look at my videos from years ago when I talked about what Jair would end up being and what Eric Stokes would end up being. I know what these guys are going to end up being. Anders, next great Packer kicker, all-time leading scorer in the history of the Green Bay Packers. Yes, we have lost some points, games by 1 point, but it wasn't in games where he missed an extra point. Go back and check the scores. Let's see. David's bad thing is that 1 point miss could come at a bad time. It could, but a 3-point make could come at a good time. Let's look at the positives, guys. Or the positives as Mike McCarthy chokes away another. That's the last thing. Are you kidding me? The Packers have to win this game, Ben. And the Cowboys have to win. Because I want to go into Dallas in the first round of the playoffs and ruin the Cowboys season again. Don't you want that as a Packers fan so bad? Even if they met the 49ers the next week and got their brains beat in, that would still make this season one of the most fun and enjoyable and great seasons in recent memory. Because anytime you can go in and knock the Cowboys out of the playoffs when they think they have a good team, it's awesome. And this Packers team could totally do it, and it would be fantastic.
Well, let's win this week first.
I'm going to say they win against the Bears. I am going to be a little concerned about the Bears' run game against this Packers defense. I'm also going to say this, and it will hurt my heart to watch it, but TJ Slayton's going to beat up my guy LP in this game. TJ Slayton's going to probably be a monster. And because of that, he'll help control the Bears' run game. And I hope they got a plan for keeping Justin Fields contained and make him throw the ball. The biggest thing is like you said, don't be over aggressive on your rush. Just keep him in the pocket. Let him throw it. Making him throw it is way better than letting him run it. Right? I'm saying, I know that's obvious, and I usually just say obvious things, but damn, that's what you should do against Justin Fields. Keep him contained, make him throw it. Don't let him run it. He's way more dangerous when he runs it. So Packers do that. They figure it out. They win this game 29-21. Green Bay Packers go to the playoffs, head to Dallas next week, and we'll get excited about that game after this. Ben wanted to be done early. We're not done early, but we love you guys. Appreciate
Not
you.
at all. I
Wild
gotta
man,
work at 5 in the morning.
Dad's not here yet, but
I know.
we'll
Feel like
see
crap.
you in a couple of days. Feel better, bro. Get some sleep. Get some rest. You guys be good. Stay good. Enjoy your Packers victory on Sunday. Enjoy how the playoffs play out. And again, best of luck to Rasul Douglas and the Bills as they try to make the playoffs and get the number 2 seed if with a win against Miami. That'd be pretty awesome to see too.
It's crazy.
It's all thanks to Rasul, man.
It is because they were not even in the playoff hunt at all. They also, if they lose though, they might not even make the playoffs. That's the craziest part. Either get the number 2 seed or not make the playoffs.
My prediction is Rasul makes some plays and they win.
Oh yeah. So he doesn't do that great against Miami. He kind of got torched last year.
Yeah, but he's
When he
he's
with
probably
us,
got something
Waddle
figured out.
schooled us. We needed a concussed Tua for us to win that game.
Ooh, David wants the Cowboys too. We all do, David. It's gonna be
But Rasul
great.
did get a pick against him last year, I think.
Yeah, it'll be
Against
great.
Tua.
It'll be great once we get. He did. Anyway, Packers win. Bears go down again. And you guys be good. Stay good. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week after the Packers are a playoff team. Have a good weekend, guys.
Tell me why the unicorn must you hold